Welcome back, everyone, to rounds 6 and 7 of the Reykjavik Open here in Reykjavik, Iceland. In this sixth round, I am playing against Bennett Hagner, who's a 24-30 from Germany. And I did a little bit of preparation, and I saw my opponent play literally every opening. So I'm like, okay, I'm just not going to prepare. That's what you do. When your opponent plays every opening, you just review a little bit of stuff, but you can't really prepare because you don't know what they're going to play. And also, I would like to mention both of these games today. I did sacrifice substantial amounts of material. Some exciting games here. So e4, c6. I went back to the Caro-Kann because when your opponent plays everything, you should play what you know best. And I played the Caro-Kann because I didn't want to play Sicilian against him because he'll probably surprise me. And I don't have as much experience in those. So d4, d5, knight c3. I took knight f6. I debated going for knight d7, but I thought knight f6 was just simplest. It's what I know best. And then here you play bishop e3, which is not a move that's supposed to be good. But I haven't really studied it. So I was like, okay, I'll just play bishop d6. That's what I usually play against everything. And then he went here. I'm like, okay. Now here I'm supposed to go knight a6, I think is the right idea. But castling is fine. That's just what I did. Knight e2. I'm like, okay, I'll play rook e8. It's simple chess. That's what I know against the dark decoder. And then he played queen d2. I'm like, okay, he's trying to go for some kind of long castle plan without going for like c3, which is normally how you do this. You go c3, queen c2, and long castle. But he's doing it a little bit differently. So I played knight d7, castles, knight f8, and then he plays d5. I was like, oh, I'm getting hit with some preparation, of course. Because d5 is very, very strong. And I thought, if I take, he goes bishop to b5, and this is not very good. Turns out this is the best line, and I can go rook e5. I wasn't going to play rook e5 if I went for this line. I just don't really think it's very good, but the reason is I don't think this is possible, or it is possible, but I have queen b6. Okay. I guess it takes, I can take back, and there's some threats. Okay, that's very odd. I went, which I thought was simpler, c5. Not the best move, but it is still good, and it is still good enough to maintain close to equality. He put bishop f4. I'm like, okay, I'll play knight g6. And then he was just like eager to trade all the pieces. Takes. I'm like, okay, this pass pawn is likely going to be more of a weakness than a strength at this point. And my bishop's going to be rather strong here. So he played the move, which I completely didn't expect. I thought he'd play a move like f3 or something, knight c3 or something. He played h4. I'm like, oh, okay, h5 is coming, and this is very strong. And I have to act now. And this is where I made a decision that I was going to play very aggressively this game, because I saw a continuation here that would lead to some very, very crazy stuff. I played queen a6. It attacks the knight, attacks the a2 pawn. Only move is knight c3. And then what's the logical follow-up here? Obviously b5. I have to play b5 here, because now the knight on c3 is a target, and I want to play b4 in the future. And he can't just like b-line with the d pawn, make a mad dash, because I go b4. And this is actually not very good. Because knight d5, I go here. I mean, it's interesting. Oh, wow. Engine's giving knight d5, queen a2, knight e7. And I takes there's queen d5. Oof. And then if takes, d takes e7. Ah, ha, ha. That's nice. And then what do I have to do? Bishop e6. And then rook d1 and okay. This endgame is probably just equal, maybe better, but these are engine lines. Rook de1 is what he went for, and I decided to take the rook. This is not good. If I want to get an advantage, it's like minus 0.7 if I do this. Just keep an eye on the d pawn. Don't need to trade the rooks because they can't do anything with the d file or e file. I thought I was too slow here, but apparently I can just go here. I can allow the h pawn to go all the way, and then when it goes to h6, I go b4. Which is interesting. I thought I couldn't allow that. But I took on e1, and then played bishop to d7. Because I'm like, okay, now b4 is a threat, and there's some problems here. Now, I thought here, he can't go king b1 or something because I just bring the rook. And I was feeling very confident here. I'm like, okay, I'm taking over the game. But he played queen e7. I'm like, okay, b4. Because if you take the bishop, I take the knight, I take the pawn, I'm at least equal there. I thought it's at least equal. So he played knight d1, and then here I made a bad move. Here I should play bishop to f5, force king b1, and then play queen b5. But I thought this wasn't good because knight e3. But apparently here I can go c4, which is different than what I did, or rook e8, not even rook e8 and then c4 is what I can do, and this is good. But yeah, I didn't. It's similar to what I did in the game. I played queen b5, knight e3, and then I played rook e8, queen d6, and c4. I thought I'm gonna get the 2 pawns running down the board here. This is gonna be very strong. So we played h5, and then here I was like, okay, I have only 20 minutes to make 17 moves. I'm blitzing b3. I'm like, okay, I'm gonna rip open the position, and then I realized b3 is a borderline losing stake. I should be playing c3 here. I just didn't like that he can like close everything off, or just take on g6. But taking on g6, I should have seen is never like really a problem. And b3 is just horrendous. Yeah, b3 I can just take the pawn, and if he takes, I have to take the. Oh, if he takes, I have queen f1. So I just saw that live here. Yeah, queen f1 is very, very nice. I missed this, which yeah, I thought, or maybe I didn't miss it during the game. I just for some reason I thought b3 was fine. I don't know. But I played b3 because I thought it was the better thing to break open the position. Yeah, you can pause the video and try and figure out what I missed here. It's kind of unfortunate. And if you're back, hopefully you found what I missed. Takes, and c4. Very, very devastating. Because now my attack is completely stopped. And I realized if I go here, he just goes queen a3. So I played, okay, I have to keep playing, right? Rook c8. But here, the only way that white can win is by playing king d2 and running into the center and having no fear. Which is very hard to do as a human. Because you allow a check, but you go to d3. Which is very hard to do. And I would have tried to find some trick. Like, maybe I can go bishop up, but, like, this is just over. The king in the center is safe, and he has the 2 pawns. I could have maybe fought on him, but I would have lost. And then he went king b1. And I actually thought I was still losing here. I thought, like, oh yeah, king b1 and this is bad. So I played queen f4, it's all I got. And then queen a3, and I think down from, like, 15 minutes down to 8 minutes. And I sacrificed the rook. Rook takes c4. It's the only move to not lose instantly. Because I can't trade queens. Give him the 2 pawns, it's over. And I saw that actually this kind of position is good because his queen is going to be stuck on the a file. And his rook is going to be stuck on the back rank, so he's kind of sealed away. And in this position, queen takes a7 was maybe what he was going to do, I thought. Bishop f5, king a1. I was just going to take on h5. Oh, apparently g5 just wins on the spot. Okay. h6. I can take. Yeah. Okay. But he played the best move, which is takes. F takes, and then, yeah, here he played d6. Now, if he takes on a7, it's kind of interesting. I can actually just take on d5, or I play bishop f5 check first, something. Take on d5, and this is actually fine. Like, he has no way in. He can't leave the a file. He can't leave the first rank. I just have to sit, and I'm going to be fine. So d6, he's trying to survive with the d pawn. I played a6 to keep the a pawn alive. King a1. And in this position, I did a terrible move. I realized what I have to do to draw. One move too late. I played g5. And I allow him to play queen a5, which does give him a winning chance. Queen a5? I thought I had king f7, and I'm like, okay, it's still a fight. It's not even that white's winning. It's just white's better if they find rook d1, and like I run. White has chances here, more than they did in the game. Like, yeah, he gets out with queen c3. And this is what I missed, that he can run out to c1 after bishop f5. Which is very, very disgusting. But he played rook e1, and then I found the right idea, which is actually queen b5. I have to seal away the queen. The queen is in jail. The only way this queen can get out, because the rook can't leave this first rank because it's made. The only way the queen can get out is with rook c1 and queen c5. That's the only way. But then I can play queen a4, and then you have to block, because otherwise there's mate, and I just go back. So it's a permanent box. So all I have to do is avoid counterplay. F3, I play g4, because I want to trade those pawns. Takes, and yeah, the last chance I thought he had to try and create some counterplay was d7, but I can just take it. And now you're giving me winning chances, and if he played d7, I was going to take and play for a win, because you're giving me winning chances, but he played rook c1. And now I played this, rook g1, or rook d1 first, king h8, I'm just shuffling my king. King h7, yeah. You don't really want to play g4 here. I wouldn't take the pawn right away, but yeah, g5 is what I would have played. And now it's kind of uncomfortable because I might put you in a Zuzwang, and it still can get very hard. But yeah, he played rook c1. King j8, queen c5, and we agreed to a draw because there's nothing here. Queen a4, queen a3, it's just a repetition. White can't try anything, black can't try anything. It's just a complete fortress. And yeah, I drew round 6. Pretty shaky game. I tried to play for a win, but it ended up kind of backfiring and I almost lost. But then we go to the second game of the day, where I'm playing French IM, 2397. And I was white. So d4. And I decided this game to play a Catalan because at this stage of the tournament, if I draw, I still have norm chances. If I win, that would be huge. If I draw, I would still have norm chances. But if I lose, I'm completely done. So I'm like, okay, I'm going to play an opening that's a little bit lower risk. Play a Catalan as opposed to some sharp knight or. Check. Bishop to b4 check here. I play bishop g2. a5. And I'm like, okay, yeah, I prepped this line. Castle, or queen c2 first, knight d7. Apologize for the lag. It's the hotel internet here. Bishop e7. Bishop f4. Yeah, this is all prep. c6, rook d1. And yeah, here we go for this knight e4 plan, which is what I expected. My prep was knight c3. And then, yeah, here he played g5, which I knew was an idea. His idea is to throw the pawns. And, like, yeah, g5, bishop e3 is the idea. And I was like, okay, I could have gone all the way back, knight d6. And here in this position, it was actually kind of interesting. I played b3. I actually thought this was not a good move during the game, but because I thought he had some knight f5 ideas. I thought this was kind of annoying. But yeah, I can go bishop c1, and this is my plan. And I thought g4 was, oh good, I can go back. Yeah, this is what I was going to do. And you can try and lunge forward as black, but it's going to backfire horribly. So f5, knight e5 is what I played. It's thematic. You want to put the knight in center. And yeah, here he took and played knight f7. I was a little bit perplexed because this bishop is now horrendous. And I'm like, if I can play against that, I'll be good. I'm in good shape. And I thought I had to defend the pawn, so I played f4. It's not the best move I should be playing, but I thought I could like defend the king side attack here. And if I could defend it, I'm going to be fine. Bishop g7? Yeah, here I should be playing knight a4. I don't know why I didn't play this. I just played king a2, which is one of the best moves, but I think knight a4 is just practically better. Because then he played b5, and I thought b5 was a bad move, but it is a bad move, but it's not bad for the reasons that I thought. Here I took, and then here I should play queen d3, and I thought about this, but I didn't like the fact that after b4, knight b5. Oh, b4, okay, yeah, b4, knight b5 is not the idea. Here I sacrificed the knight. And I thought this was brilliant. I thought I was, like, destroying here. It turns out that this move throws the entire advantage. What I need to do is play queen d3 first. And then if b4, now I can sack. And it's better because he doesn't have a tempo on my queen. I thought, oh, I'm just going to... This is what we call a tau sacrifice. I was like, okay, intuitively, I'm just going to take one d5. Takes. I'm just going to play this. Rook c8, queen b2. And then bishop c5. And then I'm like, oh, I forgot he can do this. Now, it's not like losing or anything. It's actually just a forced draw. And I realized the forced draw. I played e6, bishop takes c3. Here I can play e takes f7, rook takes f7, and queen e5 is the line that I was going to go for. But then I realized, wait, I can arrest all of black's pieces with e takes d7 because rook c7 is forced, right? It's forced. And then I can play queen e5. And then I have counterplay. I'm going to play this for a win. And then you play queen takes d7, and I'm like, oh, wait, he can't do this. Because I have queen f6, and it's going to be up perpetual. It's going to be up. No, it's not. It's not a perpetual. And I realize it's not a perpetual. I'm like, oh, yeah. I'm going to lose this game. And then it goes to no chances. Because he runs to f8. I'm like, okay, well, I can't just resign. I have to play moves. I have to fight. It's not actually over. So I pick up a second pawn. And because it's opposite color bishops, I can kind of try and set up a fortress, right? So I played queen h5. I'm like, okay, let's just try and attack some pawns here. I thought he was going to play rook c5, in which case I would have probably played this and tried to hold on. King g7, I'm like, okay, well, I have nothing better than bishop f3. So let's play it. Queen e6, and then I just blitzed rook d5. Because I'm like, I'll put the rook on d5. I'll try and attack the pawns. And if he like trades to trade queens, if I can win some more pawns, then I have drawing chances. Is what I thought. Rook c5. I just brought the other rook to d1. Rook c8, and I'm like, okay, well, I have nothing better than just bringing my king to a better square. And then he just like played this. I'm like, okay, well, here now it's interesting. I'm like, okay, wait, did he mess up a little bit? Because this bishop's kind of stuck, so I just brought this rook back. Because now he can't trade queens anymore. I'm kind of restricting him. And here I knew his best move was bishop c1. And at this point, I think I was going to play like bishop d5 or something. And then queen f3 and just try to like play e4 at some point. And I'm like, okay, I'm worse, but I'm going to try and create counterplay and maybe hold. He played rook c3. I'm like, wait, this makes no sense. At least I thought. Because I just go rook d5. And then he has to repeat, right? Like, I was like, oh, are we making a draw? I mean, I'm fine with that. Like, I'm the one lower on time here. I can repeat to get to time control. But then he put the other rook on c5. And this is where I started to get a little bit confused. I'm like, wait, he's allowing rook d7? Because this is very, very suspicious, because now I can go queen, like, just to show you, like, here I thought queen g5 or something could be really strong here. And it is. And, like, I can bring my rooks in. I'm like, okay, is he allowing counterplay? Rook d7? And then he played this. Queen g6. And at first, I was like, oh, queen g6 is a good move, because my plan was this. Stack with the rook, but he can take with the king. And by the way, this is still completely winning, which is kind of hilarious, because I have queen h4. But I just played this. And this is what he missed. I can bring this rook to d6, and the queen is just trapped. The only thing to do is take, and then I can take, and I'm winning. I think what he forgot about is he can't go here, because I just take with a bishop. And, like, there's nothing. This is just over. So he played rook c7, sacked the queen. Takes. I just took the rook, because he can't take the queen, because I have rook takes c3, and I'm going to be up in exchange. Takes queen h4, and yeah. All I have to do is make sure my queen doesn't get trapped. If it gets out and gets on a healthy, active square, it's going to be completely over. Bishop d4, I played g4, because I'm now freeing my queen. And then he played knight g6, and then here I just played queen d8. And he resigned. And he resigned because you're just losing the knight. So yeah, sometimes you do get lucky, and I did get very lucky in this game. My opponent defended the sacrifice very well, and I was just completely lost. But you know, sometimes you get lucky here. And I did manage to win, which is very good for my norm chances. Now I think I need to just draw the next two, but I'm just gonna play chess. We'll see how it goes. If I get the norm, I get it. If not, that's fine. I will see you guys in the recap tomorrow for round 8. All right, bye everyone.